Howdy folks, Kirk and Jason here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. How many of you guys have got old houses, say from 1920, that have these guys right here? And what these are plaster casts. And how they make them is they get a form of rubber and they put this powder down, put the concrete in, throw a couple pieces of rebar in there, let it set, then they flip those over and they put these on houses. They just take them and put them on the stucco with bonding agent. These days, in the last 40, 50 years, they make these still out of styrofoam. Now, to have this one custom made out of styrofoam, you're going to pay $6,000 to $1,000, guys, because they say, oh, we have to make a template. They're not going to say, we already have that template. They're going to say, we have to make it. So it's going to cost you $1,100, $1,200 for something like this. Anyway, with my buddy here, we've done a lot of work for Dan in the past. What we're going to do is, over here, and give you an idea. Okay, this one come off. So this one, they took it off, so that we're going to do the same with that. We got a caulking joint right here. And then we have this joint here where it comes down about a 1/2 inch. So what Jason's already done is he's pressure washed this. This is Jay's job. I'm just coming over here playing around, guys. So he pressure washed this. Then we're going to put a bonding agent from here to here and skim it, put another coat of cement over it, and float it out and give it that exact same finish. And where the crack is right there, we'll put some caulking in that and just float it. So this will be like, it'll have these cornices or corbels or whatever you want to call them, guys. It'll have these 3 on each side, but this one is it's gone, and this one's going to be gone. Now, I'm looking at this and I was thinking, let's see. It looks pretty beat up. This is how I would take it off, guys. You can do this. You could take a hammer and just pop that right off right here. Or you could take what we use. Now we use a battery-operated Milwaukee. Use skill rather than muscle. But this doesn't look like it's going to need a lot of muscle. Let me manhandle it. Well, that was easy. Beautiful. So here's your rebar. There's the rebar, and it's so old that I was going to cut it right here, but it looks like I'll be able to get that out. Okay, what they did is they placed these molds right over the paper. So we're good. We're really good. Jason's going to pop this piece off here. There's a number of ways to do it, guys. You can put a hammer under here and pop this off. Or you can just do it like that. Either way works. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish doing the prep work on this. Then we're going to lath this, and we're going to do this exactly like we're doing here. And you know, while we're on the subject, guys, my buddy Dan here, we were talking about these guys going to space. And I thought, what did they achieve? Tell me, guys, what did they achieve, the guys who went into space? Did they perform something like this where it takes 20 years of skill and knowledge to know this stuff? Or did they pay for a seat that costs about $5,000 to sit on and pay and just fly there and fly back? What's the achievement? I don't get it. What's the achievement, guys? You tell me what that achievement is. They didn't create art. They didn't create this. Mowing a lawn takes more skill than what they did. They're just rich. They sat in the sea. I bring this up because I was talking to my buddy Dan just now, and he says, I don't know what they achieved. I said, I don't know what they achieved either, man. Anyway, we're going to put this back. When we get to that point, we'll show you a little bit more. Okay, guys, let me tell you where we're at. While we were putting this back together, Lou mixed me up some mud. And I went ahead and feathered that out over there. And remember, guys, we were going 1 inch there and then a 1/4 inch over that. So the transition has got to be true and plumb by eye. If I put a 2x4 up there, I'll be able to tell. But by eye, you should notice it. Here, now this got a lot of accelerators in here. What does the accelerators do? That makes it set in 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 20, depending on when we want it set. I want it to set in 5. Okay, guys. Now what we're doing here is just building it back up. Building it back up. Get up there. When we defy gravity like that, we pull it up into it. All right, so we're coming here, and if you would have noticed, what I had here was a piece of corner aid doubled up. We put Sikaflex caulking too, that's what that white stuff was, to seal this corner here. And we put a bonding agent. The bonding agent's all the way to here. So I still have got to take this over to here. And the same deal, guys. We are going 1/8 of an inch over this right here because we want it all to be so-called cosmetically pretty. Okay. It's got to be kind of true and level every which way, even if it's not really. That means a lot of elbow grease, guys, when you're putting accelerated stucco over already hard stucco. You got to use a lot of elbow grease. It just means like about 20 pounds pressure. So we take it here and here. Now the bottom part, same deal. We put it here, push it on tight. Get that stuff on there tight. I'm using a big trowel, so it takes a little bit more muscle. But that's okay. I got that in abundance. We cheated. I made this, we put a corner right here. That's so I didn't have to make this. But if you guys don't have a corner accessible, and you think, dang, I don't want to go all the way to Home Depot or Lowe's just for a measly corner, here's what you can do. You can put some on here. Put it here. There. And a little bit at the top. Get that up, get that in there, get that on the top. Then you could cheat. Use your hawk along with the trowel. Take it, I'm going to go over here. You take your hawk and make that corner. Put it here. Come up. That didn't work out so well. Boom. And remember, this is accelerated, so it's setting pretty fast, pretty hard. Get that little bit of stuff out. And now we are almost at that stage right there where it's ready to be floated. A little bit left in this bucket, and that's about all we'll need. And then we'll float this up and show you the final product. All right, guys, we're putting an ending on this. This is a float. Float bucket. You get that water on the float. Tap it out. And what we do is, remember here, we have 1.5 inches basically. We have 1/4 inch to 1/8 right here. So what we want to do is, the corner, we want to take it straight up on that corner and pull it in fact. There's a lot of water on this float right now. So while it's the wettest, we want to work on that corner. And we'll take it while it's the wettest, because while it's wet, it's clean. In a minute, it's going to fill up with this aggregate, the sand. You might say, well, Kirk, how is that stucco? Kirk's the best. Here, there's nothing there, because we are going 1.5 inches here, and here we're just lightly going over it. So we're going to get out that happy, smiley face. And I'm just doing that to show you, it gives you a better idea so you can understand when to float it. Because some people say, when do you float it? When do you use the sponge float? This is a sponge float with a handle. A stucco sponge float. When do you actually take that stucco sponge float and hit it? I could almost hit it when I put it up, even if it's running, no. But let it set. Let it set a little bit. Okay, I got a brand new, There's no more grit or sand on here, so I'm going to touch the corner again. Naturally, I'm always hitting the corner with a clean float. So I want that corner straight. So I'm coming here and I'm pulling it up. See where this gouge is? See that big hole right there? That's a humongous hole. We're going to take it. I'm going to go like this and fill it, then go back up and pull it in this way. What happens if I pull it out that way? I'd show you, but we're in a hurry. It'll just take the whole corner off, so don't do that. Anyway, what we're doing is finishing up, and if you guys got any holes, you see it, and you say, hey, there's some float marks. What are float marks? Float marks are when it doesn't look like a dash. It's a light dash. So a light dash, they sprayed on. It doesn't have float marks. Float marks are lines, so what you do is you wet your float again and get rid of those float marks. Just lightly hit it with a lot of water. Take it any which way, but get those float marks off, because a light dash like that doesn't have float marks. Anyway, I've got about another minute or two here, but I'm going to stop rambling. And thank you guys for watching. And as usual, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, folks, we've reached the end of another video. As always, we thank you for watching. If you enjoy what we're putting out for you guys, please like and subscribe to keep supporting us. And as usual, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.